The trial against Bonginkosi Khanyile is expected to continue in the Durban Regional Court today. The Durban Regional Court, I beg your pardon. Khanyile is accused of being an instigator of the July 2021 unrest and is currently out on 5,000 rand bail. He faces charges including incitement to commit public violence and being in contravention of the Disaster Management Act. Khanyile is also accused of inciting violence when he called former President Jacob Zuma to be released from jail. Simphiwe Gumede, who's a former manager of a looted retail store in Durban, is expected to testify in this trial. Watching developments for us is SABC News reporter Mlondi Radebe, who joins us now live from outside court in Durban. And Mlondi, I initially said this was 2 years ago. It's amazing how much time has flown, because it was actually in 2021 when parts of KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng seemed to have turned into utter chaos. Some ways surprising that these cases are still ongoing around the alleged instigators of that violence.
Thank you very much, Ayand. It was 2021 indeed when this incident happened around Durban, where Bonginkosi Khanyile was addressing the customers as well as the staff members at a retail shop in Durban, where the Simphiwe Gumede basically was the manager at the time. He told the court yesterday that when he was a manager, he was at the receiving of that shop when he heard a noise coming from the front of the shop, and then he went to investigate what was happening. And when he arrived there, he could see Bonginkosi Khanyile on top of a till counter, basically speaking to the customers as well as the staff or whoever who was there at the shop at the time. And Gumede was saying that there was no permission that was granted to Khanyile to address, to give an address at the shop, because he was the manager and there was no arrangement that was prior made for Khanyile to do that. And he also told the court that during that address, some people were basically filming or taking videos of Khanyile as he was addressing. And when he tried to call the security guards at the shop at that time, they told him that basically they refused, and saying that they were ordered not to basically to interfere with the instigators that are coming in the shops and making those kinds of statements. And he also mentioned that 2 days later the shop was looted, and that's when they believe that this address had an effect to basically affected them at that shop during that time. But you remember that also the videos that were played in court were videos that were circulated via social media platforms by Khanyile and friends in relation to what was happening at the time. You remember that the July unrest left over 300 people basically dead in the province of KwaZulu-Natal as well as in Gauteng. Most of the infrastructure, the shopping malls, the shops around the CBDs and the warehouses around Durban, Pietermaritzburg, all over the province of KwaZulu-Natal were also basically burnt down and they were looted. So this marks the fourth year of anniversary of that incident, and it's also basically not a good reminder to the people of the province of KwaZulu-Natal, because they remember those days. It was hard for them to get food, because most of the shops were closed and people were looting. It was difficult for them to get anything or to get even petrol to move around town or the CBD. But the other issue here is that Khanyile, during that time, there were COVID-19 regulations where people were not allowed to basically be in one space, or meetings were not allowed to be called, because you remember that most of the meetings, even the officials will call meetings on your Teams Zoom to try and keep the social distancing at the time. So Khanyile, by calling those or by addressing those meetings, that's why he is also charged with basically failing to comply with Disaster Management Act. Back to you in studio, Ayanda.
Right, Mlondi Radebe, it's a story, of course, we'll continue to tell throughout the course of the day. Mlondi's live to us there from Durban, watching this case around Bonginkosi Khanyile, one of the alleged instigators of the July 2021 unrest. Of course, we are watching that particular case as we also mark 4 years since the start of that violence in parts of KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng.